At the beginning of season 3, we re-encounter Sookie at the lovely French restaurant where Bill has just proposed. She's come back from the bathroom and he's gone. Bill!
We pick up with Bill in a calf full of werewolves feeding on him. Bill has to work out a way to overpower them. Bill crawls out of that in great pain and calls to Jessica.
Jessica!
I get a feeling of a place. So Sookie and I get in her car and we're looking for this location that I've sensed. That's Bill's car!
We find his car in a ditch with a dead dude sticking halfway out of it, and he has this brand on him, which we look up, and it turns out it's something called Operation Werewolf.
Bill, he gets his strength back, and he is able to go and look for the wolves that did this to him. We see Bill at the end of massacring these wolves, and in rides the king of Mississippi, Russell Edgington.
These wolves do your bidding?
Well, unfortunately, not as well as I'd hoped.
Bill is made to get on the horse and ride off with Russell to his palace.
So at the end of season 2, Jason found himself in quite a precarious situation. He's killed a man.
I was just doing what I had to protect myself.
Andy, in an initial bout of what seems like chivalry, sort of takes the blame for killing Eggs.
But I ain't no hero.
Jason's not really one for letting anyone steal his glory, so he gets very sort of upset and rather confused by the fact that Andy's getting all this glory and I'm getting none.
Everybody loves you. What do you want me to do, stand up and tell them all the truth?
So Jason pretty much blackmails Andy into sort of letting him into the cop force.
You're gonna make me a cop, and you're gonna make me one now.
Jason being in a position of power is rather hilarious, because if anyone should not have any position of authority, should not be wielding a gun, it's Jason Stackhouse.
So at the end of season 2, I find out from my adopted mother where my biological parents live.
It's really you.
And I find out my father is not a shapeshifter, but my mother and my brother are.
Holy crap! Look at this layout!
Well, the next day, they show up at my restaurant, and I see that Tommy's going in a bad direction. He's stealing, and I kind of see myself in him, and I want to help him out, so I offer to give him a job at Merlotte's.
Something's going on with you all. I feel it.
Arlene says, what's going on with that mean dog that your parents have?
What dog?
That mean-ass-looking pit bull that your mom and daddy brought out of the house and piled into their van this morning. Like you don't know.
We find out that my dad was making Tommy fight as a dog in dog fights.
Bill's out there somewhere, in danger.
You're so blinded by your obsession with Bill Compton, you're likely to run through the streets, alerting whoever has Bill that we're onto them, or getting yourself killed.
Eric tries to kind of keep Sookie out of it because he knows that this is dangerous.
Oh, listen! Eric Northman's the one who sent me.
Alcide is brought in as a bodyguard, a protector for Sookie. He takes Sookie to a werewolf bar in Mississippi.
I end up getting close to the group of werewolves that abducted Bill.
We also are introduced at Lupines to Alcide's ex-fiancée, Debbie Pelt.
She's all done with you, Hervo.
She has cheated on Alcide repeatedly and leaves him for Coot.
She went and found herself a real wolf.
We realize that Alcide's pack of werewolves had become addicted to vampire blood that's being given to them by Russell Edgington.
Drink.
Bill is taken to Russell's palace.
You're late.
Talbot. William Compton.
Welcome to Mississippi.
He is taken into a silver-lined room with no windows, and he's locked up, and he knows that he's going to be staying there for some time. So Russell invites Bill down to an elaborate supper of blood sorbet with his partner, Talbot. And they've been together for centuries. And in walks Lorena.
I'm just in time for dessert.
So Bill realizes that he's in a very difficult position. Not only is he being held, but he's being held by the king. There's no way he's going to be able to get out of it. He decides to do what Russell wants him to do.
I humbly pledge my loyalty to your majesty.
Eric goes to Russell Edgington's mansion and sees this crown that belonged to his father 1,000 years ago. That's when he realizes Russell was the one who used these werewolves to slaughter Eric's entire family. He's very determined, and he's going to get his revenge.
I don't want to kill you, but I will.
Debbie is not pleased that Alcide and I have been spending time together, and so she shows up to kick my ass. And we have a knockdown, drag-out, hair-pulling, face-smashing, door-breaking, mirror-shattering fight that ends with me taking a pair of scissors and slicing her from here to here, and her leaping out the window with me pointing the shotgun at her with this kind of "I'll get you" kind of attitude, which on our show means that there's going to be a big showdown at some point.
Tara's very distraught because Eggs, whom she thought she was in love with, has been shot.
Her mourning spirals deeper and deeper until she tries to commit suicide. I whisk her away to get reacquainted with my mother, her aunt.
God killed you too.
Almost. Seeing her in the hospital is basically, Lafayette saying to me, I think you can probably end up like that.
So while in the hospital, I meet Jesus.
I've been taking care of your mother for 6 months. I think you're the first visitor she's had.
And then, of course, she sees that little flirtation going on with Lafayette and Jesus.
You a friend of Bill Compton's?
No. You?
Not really.
Tara goes to the bar, and Franklin comes in. He's a vampire, and Tara doesn't like vampires. He shows up at Sookie's house.
Good evening.
He's trying to figure out where Sookie is, and I have no idea what's going on. All I know is that he wants something from her.
Let me go!
He kidnaps me and takes me to Russell, the king.
I have a present for you, sir.
Franklin Mott arrives. He has the file that Bill has been keeping about Sookie.
I think telepathy runs in this family.
Bill's been trying to make himself the interesting party to Russell, and at this point, he's not anymore. Sookie becomes the focus of Russell's heat.
Bill!
Bill escapes from the palace and goes to find Sookie.
You have to leave now.
I will, but tell me what I'm running from.
Come on in.
It's been a trap, because as soon as he gets there, that is where Russell turns up.
In a scuffle with Coot, I shoot my magic fairy light at him and send him flying across the air.
Fantastic!
We end on Russell watching and realizing that he's met something very special indeed.
Andy gets a call saying that there's been somewhat of a drug bust at Hot Shot.
I ain't never been Hot Shot.
Nothing to write home about.
While he goes in to make an arrest, I'm waiting in the car. Meanwhile, this ethereal figure appears in front of him, and then as quick as she appears, she's sort of gone. But she leaves Jason with such a feeling of, who was that? I want to know more.
Take a walk with me.
Jason now is really head over heels at this point. I do find out there's something more than meets the eye with Crystal when I sort of come home after yet another stressful day in Bon Tom and see sort of a panther hovering near the bed. And that panther quickly changes into Crystal, and he realizes this is the woman I've been dating.
So you turn into a panther? What the hell? That ain't so bad.
He tells Crystal that he's going to get the enforcement authorities to come in, raid Hot Shot, you'll be okay, and everyone will be arrested and taken away.
We gotta stop that raid.
Why?
Because all those innocent kids.
So when Jason arrives to this town to warn them, Felton appears out of nowhere with a gun in his hand, subsequently shoots Calvin, Crystal's dad, and then threatens to kill Jason.
You and Daddy both gone. Well, somebody got to take care of everybody that's left.
He grabs Crystal, puts her in the car. Those two drive off together, but before Crystal drives off, she sort of says, now, Jason, I'm doing this for you. What you've got to do for me is look after this sort of tribe of people. These are my family, so make sure that they are protected. Felton takes all the V with him, so when the DEA do turn up, there's nothing there for them. And once again, Jason gets the blame.
Your so-called deputy here tipped the suspects off. Whole place was cleaned out.